Well, hello there everyone. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm Christy, and today I am making leather britches. Well, I'm going to attempt to make leather britches. Now, you might be wondering, what in the world is leather britches? Well, let me tell you. So leather britches, and they can also be called shuck beans or shucky beans, refers to a method of preserving certain types of green beans by drying them in their pods. And they were traditionally strung on a thread and hung in a very dry, dark place out of the sunlight until they are completely dry. And the beans will shrivel and curl as they dry. And as the story goes, they look like leather britches. And this method dates back to the early pioneer days, and it was especially popular in Appalachia. And the reason I'm going to attempt to make these leather britches is because I was recently visiting with my parents, and my dad said that he had a hankering for some leather britches. Now, I didn't know what he was talking about. I've never heard of them or had them, but I really want to try to make these for him. I'm always up for a challenge. So yeah. And a sweet friend of mine from church brought me some of her green beans. Now, today is October the 1st, so it's like the end of the season. And these are a Kentucky Wonder pole bean. They're an heirloom bean. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to string them just like you would if you were going to make a pot of fresh green beans. And then I'm going to string them on some thread, hang them in a dry place, and I'm really hoping that by Thanksgiving I will be able to cook these leather britches. All right, so I have stringed my beans, removing the strings from the beans, and now I'm going to string the beans on this thread. Now, I'm using an upholstery thread because it's a little bit more durable than a real thin piece of thread. And I have doubled it up, and I'm going to make a knot on the one end. And if you have to make the knot a couple times to make it big enough so that the bean doesn't like go all the way through, you can do that, which I think I am going to do. All right, that looks like it's a good knot. I know you guys probably can't see that. So I have my needle, and I'm going to go into the pod. Now, it said from things I've read to go actually in the bean in the center. Makes it a little bit more stable. So just pull it through and do that. All right, so I'm finished. I have strung my beans, and they're pretty. They look like little green bean garlands. I'm going to go hang these. I'm actually going to hang these in my attic, and we'll see how it goes. This video will be continued the next time I'll be cooking these green beans, and I will show you what they look like when they're all dried up. Well, I'm back, guys, and look, my beans are all dry. Today is actually November the 24th. It's Thanksgiving Day. So I'm going to be cooking these leather britches for my dad for Thanksgiving. I'm so excited. Now, people used to let their beans dry anywhere from 6 to 9 months. In mine, they've only dried just a little less than 2 months, but they are dry. So I'm gonna give this a shot and see how this goes. And the first thing I need to do is remove them from the string. Now, I have no idea if this is going to be easy to do or hard. Oh, well, looks pretty easy. Just slide them right off there. Oh yeah, that's easy. I didn't know if it would be, if they would stick to the thread or not. They come off really easy. So this is what they look like. They're all dried and shriveled up. And it's kind of crazy because I had a large bowl of beans and this doesn't look like a lot. However, I'm going to rehydrate them, and I'm going to do that first by pouring some boiling water, because this is just going to clean the beans. I'm going to let these beans soak in this water for about an hour, and this will help to rehydrate them and just get any dust or anything off of them. All right, guys, so my beans have been soaking for 1 hour. Let me show you what they look like. All right, so as you can see, they have already rehydrated and they're plumping up some. Drain the water off of these beans. And I'm going to give them a light rinse. Okay, so now I'm going to place my beans into a pot because I'm going to cook the beans. Now, traditionally, they would cook some pork fat in with the beans. However, I'm just going to use some bacon. And then I'm going to season the beans with some salt and pepper. Then I'm going to fill the pot back up with water. All right, I'm going to turn my heat on to a medium. I'm going to add the bacon. I'm going to add a good couple pinches of salt and black pepper. And I'm going to cover these beans and let them cook for a couple hours, keeping my eye on them. I may need to add more water periodically. So my beans have been cooking for 1 hour, and I'm going to add some sliced onions to these beans. I like sliced onions in my fresh green beans, so I'm going to add them to these leather britches. All right, guys, well, my leather britches, they've been cooking for 2.5 hours. So let me show you what they look like now. And they have completely rehydrated. Even these beans that are inside the pods, they're nice and soft. So, leather britches. I want to get some out here and try. They have a slight chewiness to them, but they taste basically just like a regular pot of green beans. So I'm going to take these leather britches to my family's Thanksgiving dinner so that my dad can have some. Well, thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I had such a good time learning how to make these leather britches. And hey, I'd be interested to know, does anyone out there, have you ever made leather britches before, or have you ever had them? Leave me a comment below and let me know. Have a wonderful day. God bless, and I will see you soon with more delicious recipes. Are the green beans good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are good.
Y'all
Okay,
plan
good.
on